The best thing I ever had here, not the best, the people were fantastic, but the best thing was the reconstruction of the Western Tomb. And probably a funny story, George went away for the day and myself and Liam were in charge and we had to straighten 3 orthostats.
How are you now?
And George said, right, look, straighten them, but if you don't need to lift them, don't lift them. So we said, right, okay, so George trotted over for his day. So we lifted the first one. We had to, we went to excavate it around it and we couldn't straighten it properly. We could, but George wouldn't be happy, so we said, right. So I made the decision to lift it. So we lifted it and it came out of the ground, and as the dirt kind of came away from it, all you could see was the spirals on the bottom of the stone. And Liam and I were laughing and said, look, this is typical. What do we want to say to George? Like, we had thought we'd lift the stone, put it back, he'd never find out, everything would be grand. And Liam said, geez, you'll have to show him, you'll have to tell him. So I rang George and said, look, we have a problem here, and oh, for God's sake, would you ever just deal with it? And I said, right, okay. So I said, Liam said, we can't do anything, we'll have to leave it there and let him, when he sees it, he'll understand. So George came around the following day, and he came back the following day, and as he came around the corner, we were lifting the second orthostat, and on the second orthostat, there was zigzags and chevrons and spirals on the second one. And I remember just standing there, and Liam, George, myself, Tommy, the lads that were all working, Roshan I think was there as well, and just looking at the art that no one had seen ever before. And I say, I'm not really an art person, which anyone that's worked with me knows that I'm not really an art person, but that was probably the best thing that I was ever involved in. But I say, George wasn't happy at the start, but very happy at the end. So yeah, that was it.